Did you know that most engine damage doesn't actually start under the hood? It begins at the gas pump. Across the U.S., drivers unknowingly rack up thousands of dollars in repair bills because of refueling habits they never realize are damaging the fuel system. Shop owners report large numbers of fuel pump failures, EV-up system problems, and injector clogging, all tied back to refueling mistakes. In this video, we are going deep into the 7 refueling habits that slowly destroy your engine. And trust me, by the time you finish watching, you will rethink the way you fill up your tank forever. Let's get started. Habit number 1. Running your car on low fuel. All the time, driving with the fuel gauge constantly near empty might seem harmless, but it's one of the most destructive habits you can have. Your in-tank fuel pump relies on gasoline for cooling and lubrication. When you run low, the pump overheats, wears out faster, and eventually fails. According to repair data, about 27% of fuel pump failures are attributed to low fuel conditions. Mechanics often cite overheated pumps and sediment ingestion because of low fuel levels. A failed pump can cost $400 to $900 just for parts and labor in many U.S. vehicles. Worst of all, the longer you drive this way, the more you stir up sediment at the bottom of the tank, push it into your injectors, and eventually degrade engine performance. If you keep topping off when the gauge hits E, you are gambling with one of your car's most critical components. Habit number 2. Overfilling the tank. After the pump clicks, you see the pump click, and then you squeeze in just a little more, thinking you are getting value for money. But in reality, you are flooding your emissions control system and possibly your engine. The pump clicks because the tank is full and fuel vapors need room to expand. When you force more fuel in, it floods the charcoal canister inside the EVAP system, which is designed only to handle vapor, not liquid gas. Once the canister becomes saturated, you get a check engine light, rough starts, and poor fuel efficiency. Mechanics say replacing an EVAP canister can cost anywhere from $300 to $600, all because of topping off just a few extra cents. Allow the pump to click once and stop. That's the correct full level your car is engineered for. Habit number 3. Using the wrong octane for your engine. If your manual requires premium and you keep using regular fuel, you are putting long-term stress on your engine, because your engine's design demands a specific octane to operate smoothly. In high-compression engines, using the wrong octane, which gradually chips pistons, damages spark plugs, and reduces engine life, account for a large share of injector and pump failures. For example, one survey of fuel pump failures found 32% were due to contaminated fuel and 27% due to low fuel habits, both of which tie into fuel grade and habit issues. Using premium in an engine that demands regular doesn't help, and using regular in an engine that demands premium actively harms it. Match your fuel grade to what your manufacturer specifies, and you will save your engine. Habit number 4. Using dirty or old gas stations. Not all gas stations maintain their storage tanks properly, and drivers who always pick the cheapest station often pay with long-term engine problems. Old underground tanks, especially at low-traffic stations, accumulate water, rust, and microbial growth. These contaminants mix with the fuel and can cause corrosion inside injectors, fuel rails, and the pump water. Contaminated gasoline also leads to unstable idling, hesitations during acceleration, and even catalytic converter damage. It is much safer to choose stations that are busy, newer, or branded top-tier fuel suppliers. The price difference per gallon may be small, but the protection against internal engine wear is massive. Habit number 5. Refueling while the engine is still idling. Most drivers leave the engine running at the pump because it feels quicker and more convenient. But this habit quietly destabilizes your fuel and emission systems. When the engine is idling during refueling, the fuel pump, injectors, and EVAP system are all actively working and suddenly introducing fresh fuel into the tank. The EVAP purge valve and tank pressure sensor expect stable conditions. But when you open the fuel cap and add fuel while the system is cycling, it sends conflicting signals to the computer. Over time, these repeated pressure shocks can wear out the purge valve, shorten the lifespan of the canister vent solenoid, and cause charcoal particles inside the EVAP canister to break loose. Those particles can then travel into purge lines, reducing airflow and forcing the fuel pump to work harder to maintain proper pressure. Simply turning off the ignition prevents these fuel system disturbances and keeps every component operating smoothly and safely. Habit number 6. Filling up while fuel. Tanker trucks are refilling the station. One of the most overlooked refueling mistakes is filling your tank immediately after the gas station itself has been refilled by tanker trucks. When a fuel truck delivers gasoline, it stirs up sediment, water droplets, and debris that normally sit quietly at the bottom of the station's tanks. During this turbulence, those particles get suspended in the fuel supply lines. If you pump gas at that moment, you are pumping all of that contamination directly into your vehicle. Over time, this leads to clogged fuel filters, restricted injectors, misfires, and even premature fuel pump failure. Mechanics actually recommend waiting at least a few hours or simply choosing another station if you see the tanker truck parked there. Habit number 7. Ignoring the gas cap seal and warning light. Most people ignore a loose or damaged gas cap, but it plays a critical role in maintaining fuel system pressure. When the seal is cracked or the cap isn't tightened properly, air enters the tank and disrupts the pressure balance the EVAP system relies on. This causes poor engine performance, increased emissions, reduced fuel efficiency, and a persistent check engine light. Many drivers panic and pay hundreds for diagnostics when the real problem is a $10 gas cap that fails to lock or seal. If you ever smell fuel near your car after filling up, that's a red flag that the gas cap needs replacement immediately to prevent vapor leaks and unnecessary engine strain. That's all for this video. Now that you know the refueling habits that quietly wreck your engine, you can protect your fuel system, save money, and keep your car running smoother for years. If you want more behind-the-scenes car secrets mechanics never tell you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Your engine will thank you every single mile. See you in the next video.